Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be watching. I'm live again with you on life issues and challenges. Recently we've been, giving out some nuggets on how you can, triumph over life issues and challenges. But today we'll be looking at something unique. Something unique. Something very, very unique. There's a particular fight going on social media operation, but I don't want to go into it. But I just feel for you to move this nation or to move your individual life forward, you need what we call critical thinking. And that's why I tag the talk for today on key to unlock individual worlds and nations building. People are the one that make nations. But there's something we need to start doing individual. For you to triumph over life issues, for you to overcome that challenges, there's something you should or you need to put in place. And this is key. It's key. I will delve into it little today, and I will be explaining it, and alongside I will be expanding on it. What I want to discuss with us today is critical thinking. Have you ever seen any nation growing rapidly? Have you ever come to any individual making progress? This day, I have to tell you, if you look at such person, or if you observe the person closely, you will discover, or you will observe, or you will come to realize that such person has been indulged or has involved in what we call critical thinking. As an individual, as a nation, as a company, you need to indulge in this, or you need to give yourself to this. And I will be giving you some highlights on what we call critical thinking. What do we call critical thinking? Somebody come up with a quote called "Think outside the box." Think outside the box. Where you are, that work you are doing, that profession you have chosen, have you actually think outside the box? Yes, it's very, very important. I'll be taking you through some process this day, and we will still probably in our next meeting we'll be looking at how you can actually inculcate or bring this or make this to be a lifestyle. Like I said, what is critical thinking? It's more like a system to evaluate and analyze information. It's very important. Let me just put it this way. I will call it is the system evaluation, is a system evaluation and analysis of information and ideas to form a judgment or a decision. Somebody said, when we look at that, a letter, there's a letter, or let me call it, there's a number called 9. Other people can call it 6, and other people can call it 9. And it depends on the perspective at which you are looking at it. Yes, it depends on the perspective where you are looking at it. But such number should be examined critically. In our nation of today, there's a whole lot happening that we ought not to allow, but we are allowing it. And by allowing this, we are destroying the generation to come. We are destroying the generation to come. Where people can no longer say, this is yes, and it's yes everywhere around the world. And when it is proven, it should be called yes. It should be called yes. not other people saying no, giving some biased backup or ideology on it, which may not be accepted. It happens, it's happening, and it's really something that is sudden, where we can't come up with the facts. And people want to work on people's ideology. No. I want to tell you this day that critical thinking involves what we call objectivity. Yes, I will be explaining this. It involves what we call skepticism. Not only that, it involves analysis. These three things, we will just try to dive into it. And I don't like to take sides as somebody, but I have to, when there's a matter, I try to look at it critically. I try to put these three things in place. What is the objective of this? Then I will come up with a question. That's what we call skepticism. Question on assumption on that same information. Then I come up with an analysis. But today people don't do it. People don't think. And Nigeria of today, or the nation of today, we need to think. We need to weigh things. We need to judge things. Yes, it's very important. And if we can do this, we will help the generation to come. If you're how they're looking at me or listening to me today, there's something you need to start doing today. And that thing is called critical thinking. It's very important. Are you a business owner? Are you working on someone? Somebody that cannot think, or let me put it that way, cannot actually plan for the future. As a student, if you cannot think beyond the scope of what you are taught, you can't be the best. This aspect, I can say, is key. But in most of our institutions today, it's not being taught. Where you can look at things and you make a judgment on a particular thing. Remember that I'm taking you through a process called a process in critical thinking. And it involves one, objectivity. What do we call objectivity? Let me just try and explain. It's just a way of separating fact from opinion. There's something we call facts, and there's something we call opinion. There's tendency for you to be biased when you come to your own opinion. But when you say facts, okay, this is a particular measurement. When it's being measured anywhere around the world, it is. For example, now somebody is telling me that the only way by which a car can speed is only by slants. It's a lie. Of course, we would are you sure? But the fact is, a car must have 4 wheels, meaning 4 tires, and has to balance on the floor for it to move. It's a fact. And somebody saying, for a car to speed, it has to slant. Of course, nowhere in the world is accepted. And that's it. Only for either a bicycle, which is 2-wheel transportation movement, which is either a bicycle or a bike. Even a bike cannot slant. It has to balance. That's a fact. So as a nation, to me, I'm calling everyone to involve. Because when you try to work on facts, there's something like lie. No. Because you want to prove a point that is accepted around the world. That other people can come and look into it okay, I think this person is right. And also it can serve as benchmark to generation to come. So we should stop indulging in what we call opinion, where we spreading superstition or lies on so many other things. We need to start building a nation on facts. We need to start building a nation on facts. As an individual, your life also must be based on facts, where people okay, we know this about this person. Yes. Skepticism. That which you were given, can you question it? questioning an assumption and information, coming up with your own question. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? Is this accepted? If this particular product is taken from here to this particular place, is this accepted the same way it's accepted here? The efficacy or the potency of this particular product, if it is taken anywhere in the world, can it be accepted? That's what we call facts. The analysis, breaking down of complex information into smaller parts. We need is a wake-up call to us in this nation, where we need to involve in critical thinking. I'm calling every parastatus. Are you a student? As an individual, a business owner, the government? We need this, where we need to start working based on facts, not lies anymore. We need to start working on this. The other aspect I want to tell us about critical thinking is a valuable tool for solving life issues. It's a valuable tool. If you are able to sit down and analyze things, it will help you a lot. When you look at people, they say, this guy is genius. Let me tell you the truth. Yes, I understand. Such person is full of information, and with the information he has, of course, he is doing what we call critical thinking on that information he has in his hand. We said, this guy is good. This guy, yes. Such person has actually found the time to meditate on the information he has within his power or within his reach. And he has come up with something great. You too need to sit down. You need to find a time to do what we call critical thinking. Like I said, it's a valuable tool in solving life issues. When I said life issues, I want to try to break it down today. Not problem per se. I come to realize that everyone has been created to bring out a value. Today we want to run to China. It's because it's now a mandate in every home to think outside the box. You see a younger child doing something marvelous, you're like, what? They are only meditating. They are only doing what we call critical thinking. And they are blessing this humanity. So as a Nigerian, as any person you are or anywhere around the world, you need to indulge in this. You need to start doing this. To bring out the value, it means you have to think it through. To bring about innovations, it means you have to think it through. Coming about creativity is all about, looking at it or taking things in another way around. It means you are thinking. Our country needs to start thinking. The black race needs to start thinking. We need to start thinking. It's a wake-up call for everyone. Where innovations will be the order of the day. Today, everybody wants to run to Japan or the advanced country. Yes. But what they are only trying to put in place is nothing but their brain. God has blessed us so much. You have been blessed so much. All you need to do is to exercise. Put that brain in check. Put that brain to work. Yes, it's very important. And by the time you start doing this, you will discover that most of those life issues will be solved. Somebody come up with a drilling machine. Somebody come up with an handset. Somebody came up with a car. All of these are just nothing but creative thinking. Somebody came up with a laptop or a computer. Yes. All of these are just nothing but creative thinking. We can solve our most difficult problem here in Nigeria. So sorry, this broadcast is not only limited to Nigeria. As an individual, in your business, you can solve the most difficult problem. All you need to do is to think and gather facts. And by so doing, you are close in solving that problem. You will be very close. You are very close. Once you can just gather your facts and think Look at it critically. And by so doing, you will make things happen. Another thing I want to share with you is to be synthesis. What do I mean by synthesis? Combining information to form a comprehensive understanding. That's what I just explained not quite long. When you have a problem, gather information. There are case study where you can search. Okay, this thing has actually happened to someone. Okay, how and how how did this person been able to manage or handle this? A case study. I love this profession so much. Law. I love these people so much. Let me put it that way. Lawyer. Before they embark on any case, they have to do research. They will go through some other fights. They will go through some different cases. Yes. Before they will be able to come out to okay, this is what we think is right. They have actually gathered their facts. So you must try to see how you can combine information to form a comprehensive understanding. And by so doing, I bet you people will run after you once you are able to do this. Another thing is you need to do what we call evaluation. Evaluation is key. What did I mean by evaluation? It's nothing but assessing the credibility and the reliability of the information you have gathered. So as a country, we must do this. It's a wake-up call to everyone. As an individual, you just need to do this. I hope you're jotting. We are more like in a class today. But the class we are in is to see how we can take over this city, or how people can take over this city, innovating, creating something splendid through creative thinking. Through creative thinking, it will help us as a nation. It will help you as a student. It will help you as a professional. It will help you as it's in government. It will help us. Well, we need to look at things critically, not just jumping into conclusion. For people in government, where they need to carry out text before giving out those laws, they think is just right, but deep down we know it's not right. I'm not talking to talk down the government, please, but we just need to wake up and start doing what we call critical thinking. How will this affect other party? This law I'm about to give, how is it going to affect other party? How will people feel about it? What would be the reaction of people towards this? Yes, it's very important. We must make this world a better place by treating the next person to us right. Right. Other things I want you to, that creative thinking involves is reflection. There's no way you will gather information after consuming such information. There's no way you shouldn't be able to. You should be able to reflect on these things. What do I mean by reflect? Like considering multiple perspectives. Like I just finished saying it, where you have to text a particular thing. What is this person's opinion? What is this person perspective about it? Evaluating one's own thought process. We should just need to embark on this as a country. Both small, young, great. We need to start thinking on this. We need to start, putting our brains to work. Let's leave the wrong ideology of living. Let's leave the wrong ideology of living. It's going to help us. We need to learn how to analyze problem. What did I mean? Breaking down complex issues. We need to find the root cause of a problem before you want to even solve it. We need to develop effective solution system in our city. This will help us. We need to make decisions. We need to evaluate those information. Before we make decisions, we need to evaluate those informations. And by so doing, it will help us. It will help us as a nation. When we say life issues, it's not all about your own personal problem. Meaning, when a country can come up to start thinking. They have the power, the power to innovate anything, the imaginable. The imaginable. You just discover that in every homes, people were just creating. And that's what creative thinking does. We need to start working on fact, not superstition. Let me just put it this way: fake way of buying people's ideology or buying people's overweight. I discover a lot is happening, and I just feel it's important to start speaking out, to start doing a whole lot. Not only that, like I said, reflection. There are other things that involves in creative thinking. And what are those things? The first thing, let me just try. You can jot, you can listen to this. And this point I'm giving is proven anyway because I have tried it and I feel it can help someone out there. Identify bias and assumption. That's what creative thinking involves. This particular thing, somebody said he can hold water we can hold water in his hand. We should be able to criticize it. How are you going to do it? In what medium? Or what exactly? How are you going to make it work? Because ever since it's not possible for you to see someone to hold, water with his hand. Identifying bias and assumption. We need to start doing this as an individual, as a business owner, in our day-to-day life activities. Recognizing logical fallacies. I'm so sorry this grammar may be too big, but you can just try and go along with me. This is the only way by which I can explain it more. You need to recognize what we call logical fallacies. But don't let me go into that, because if I'm to give explanation on this, to look as if I'm throwing a stone to some people, but it's not. Evaluating evidence and arguments. All of this is very, very important. We should, as a people, as a nation, we should start, evaluating evidence and arguments. I discover, that some people, when you start telling them facts, they say, no, it can't be true. We should leave this dogmatic thing from us. We need to face reality. We need to start facing reality. When somebody said, I can stand with my two legs, and somebody said, it's a lie, I can stand with my leg. The convenient way is to stand with my leg. And somebody is saying, ever since I was born, it has not been seen. And somebody is saying, the convenient way to stand is with my head. We need to come to reality in this country. And it's a wake-up call to everyone. Fix the reality. We need to start fixing the reality. Considering multiple perspectives. Yes, we need to consider. When you involve in critical thinking, you need to consider, multiple perspectives. Okay, this person is saying this. Okay, let's prove him if it is right. You don't have to fight such person. You don't have to start bringing about names. You don't have to start, labeling such person. Because he's seeing life in another perspective. And you need to think. And be patient to hear that person's perspective. If it is real, we don't have to jump into conclusion when we have not evaluated such information. Because you lost someone, you just, walk with that emotion and no. We don't have to. It's a wake-up call to everyone. You need to avoid emotional reasoning. Because I love this person. No. His image must not go down like that. What? No. We don't need to make judgments or make decisions based on emotion. If there's any man that makes decisions based on emotion, I'm telling you, that man, soon, you won't hear him anymore. But that man is going down the rain. So we should start building up, our kids, people around us with this critical thinking, and start building up facts, real facts. No biases, no opinion. When you look at opinions and we look at facts, there are two parallel lines that sometimes, or let me say, cannot meet. Most times they are at war. They are at war to each other. Because someone is saying reality and someone is just trying to work based on his own emotion, like, no, it can also be like this, it can also be like, no. Let's fix the facts. Reality is reality. Critical thinking is essential in our day-to-day life. If you see anybody excelling in a business, I must tell you that such person is really putting his brain to work. And as a nation, it will help us. As a nation, it will help us. And there's no way you will involve in critical thinking and not be open-minded and flexible. When you involve in critical thinking, you will consider other people's opinions. You will not just come out and start saying things and like, no, because this person is mine, this, mine, that, and no, I have to be by side. No. We need to fix reality. We need to start fixing practical. We need to be practical now. In the current state of where we are right now. We need to start solving problems, our own problem ourselves. We don't have to call out, people like, no, we can solve it ourselves. Critical thinking is very, very essential. It's very, very essential. It's very, very important in today's world. And I want to tell you that critical thinking is essential in solving problems and decision making. Not only that, these are areas by which critical thinking helps. It helps in solving problems. It helps in decision making. It helps academic and professional settings. Yes. Not only that, when you're talking about your personal life, also your social relationship, your personal life and your social relationship, critical thinking can help you to do so much more. So much more. Where you just have to face the reality. I understand there's God factor. Yes. But the facts remain the facts. And, to me, involving critical thinking is just a way of doing your own part. It's a way of doing your own part. Not only that, critical thinking helps in evaluating information and media. They helps. To wrap up this today, I will tell you that critical thinking is a skill on its own. I wish this will be inculcated into our curriculum in school, where most institutions have to see this as a very important subject, like maths. I know there's little of it in maths, but I want to tell you that critical thinking is a skill. It's a skill. It's a skill on its own. The topic, or what I'm trying to say much about today, is the key that can help in solving life issues and can also help in nation development. As a business owner, it will help you. I will just list it. As a career person or in professional settings, yes, of course, a whole lot is put in place a whole lot of critical thinking is put in place in order for a business to introduce a product. So in such a time like this, we need what we call critical thinking. And we must understand what we call facts and opinion. Is important. Is important. Is important. I just have to say this today, just to wrap it up, that critical thinking is nothing but a skill. critical thinking is nothing but a skill. Once you can embark on this, you will be happy with your life. As a nation, if we can embark on this, we'll just discover that we will solve virtually majority of our problems. I mean it, majority of our problems. Because critical thinking enhances in problem solving. What did I mean? When we approach a problem in a systematic and methodical way, let me just put it that way. In a systematic and methodical way. Yes. So as an individual, you want to examine your relationship with people, or in that business, you want to communicate effectively and emphasize with others and build stronger relationship, you need critical thinking. I want to say this. To reduce stress and anxiety, do you know that you need critical thinking? Where you need to observe yourself. You need to put yourself on the scale. What is going on? Make informed decisions and take control of your life. You need to know when you are stressed out. You need to know when you just need to take a break. A whole lot. We'll be saying a whole lot on this, but I want to leave you with this, that critical thinking is a skill you need to embark on. Thank you.